You open the door in the morning, still half asleep, and there it is, a dead mouse, laid neatly across your doormat. Its little paws are folded, its eyes are shut. It has clearly been arranged, not just dropped. And a few feet away sits your cat. It is staring at you, completely calm, almost proud. You have never once asked for this. You feed this animal twice a day, every single day. You buy the expensive food with the salmon on the label. You clean its box. You warm its favorite spot on the couch. And yet, here is a corpse, delivered to your feet like a birthday card. So you have to ask the obvious question. Why would a well-fed house cat kill something, carry it home, and give it to you? The answer is far stranger and far sweeter than you think. Let's be honest about how genuinely weird this is. Your cat is a fully domesticated pet. It sleeps 16 hours a day on a pile of your laundry. It has never missed a meal in its entire pampered life. By every logic we understand, it has no reason to hunt anything. A hungry animal hunts to survive. That makes sense. But your cat is not hungry. It walked right past a full bowl to go do this. It spent real energy stalking, chasing, and killing a living thing. Then it carried that thing all the way home in its mouth. And instead of eating it, which would at least make sense, it gave the prize away. It gave it to you, to a giant creature that cannot hunt and never will. You'd think a full belly would switch this off. It doesn't. That is the part nobody explains properly. And this behavior only starts to make sense once you understand one thing. You have to understand what your cat actually thinks you are. Here's the thing nobody tells you. This isn't one instinct. It's several ancient instincts stacked on top of each other. Each layer is a little weirder than the last one. There's a teaching instinct older than the pyramids. There's a hunting drive that has nothing to do with food. There's a private opinion your cat holds about you, and it's mildly insulting. And there's a hidden reason your home specifically becomes the drop-off point. By the end of this, that dead mouse will mean something completely different. So let's go, layer by layer. Start with the mother, because everything begins there. A wild kitten is not born knowing how to hunt. We assume hunting is pure instinct, but it isn't. It's a skill, and like any skill, it has to be taught and practiced. So the mother cat runs what is basically a school, and that school has a syllabus with real stages. When kittens are around 4 weeks old, she brings them dead prey. She lays a small body down in front of them, exactly like your doormat. The kittens sniff it, they poke it, they learn what food even looks like. That's lesson 1. Then she raises the difficulty. A few weeks later, she brings back prey that is still alive. She releases it right in front of the kittens. Now they have to chase it, corner it, and try to finish it. Sometimes she'll snatch it back and kill it herself, demonstrating the killing bite. It's a live tutorial, repeated again and again. Scientists call this whole system provisioning. And it works. Studies show that kittens who watch their mother hunt grow into far better hunters. The ones who never saw a lesson stay clumsy for life. So this is one of the most important things a cat ever learns. Now here's the twist that matters. Your adult cat still has that exact program running in its head. Bringing prey to a family member is not random behavior. It is a lesson being delivered. When your cat drops a mouse at your feet, class is in session. You are a student, and you never even signed up. Now here's a version of this that drives owners crazy. Sometimes the mouse isn't dead. Sometimes your cat carries a live, wriggling mouse into your kitchen. Then it sets the terrified thing down and just lets it go, right there on your clean floor, and your cat watches. It sits back and waits, almost expectant. You are now screaming and standing on a chair, and your cat is deeply confused by your reaction, because from its side, this is a generous act. Remember the mother's syllabus. Stage 1 was dead prey. Stage 2 was live prey, released for practice. Your cat has decided you've mastered the beginner course. It thinks you are finally ready for the advanced class. It brought you a live one so you could learn the chase. This is not your cat tormenting you. This is your cat promoting you to the next grade. The fact that you fail this lesson every single time doesn't discourage it. It just means in your cat's eyes, you need a lot more practice. So who exactly is your cat teaching? This is the humbling part. The biologist John Bradshaw spent decades studying how cats actually see us. His conclusion is a little bruising to the human ego. Cats don't seem to have a separate mental category for humans at all. Think about how dogs treat us. Dogs clearly know. We're a different species, and they treat us like leaders. Cats do no such thing. As far as your cat can tell, you are simply a cat. A very large, very strange, mostly hairless cat. And, crucially, a cat that is embarrassingly bad at being a cat. Try to see it from its side for a second. You are enormous, and yet you can't catch a single mouse. You have those useless flat paws with no real claws. You sleep at all the wrong hours of the day. You make loud noises and bump into furniture. Bradshaw put it beautifully. Cats do think we're clumsy, he said. Not many cats trip over people, but we constantly trip over cats. And look at how your cat treats you. It rubs against your legs to mark you as family. It head bumps you. It kneads you. It grooms you. Those are all things cats do to other cats they trust. It is treating you like one of its own. So when it brings you a kill, it may not be a trophy at all. It might be tuition. You are the hopeless student who still hasn't caught a thing in years. And your cat, bless its heart, has decided to help you out. Now, you might still be thinking your cat is just hungry. It isn't, and we can actually prove it. Go back to 1976 to a researcher named Roger Adamek. He ran an experiment that is still quoted today. He gave cats a bowl of food they genuinely loved. Then, while they were mid-meal and clearly enjoying it, he introduced a live rat. Over and over, the same thing happened. The cats stopped eating. They abandoned the food they loved to go and kill the rat. And here's the truly strange part. After making the kill, they walked calmly back to the bowl. And they finished their original meal. They didn't want the rat for dinner at all. They just had to hunt it. That one study revealed something deep about the feline brain. Hunting and hunger are two completely separate switches. One switch says feed me. A totally different switch says chase and kill. And the hunting switch does not wait for the hunger switch. That's why a fat, spoiled house cat with a full bowl still terrorizes the local wildlife. It isn't doing it for food. It literally cannot help it. That's not a metaphor. That's natural selection. In the wild, a cat that only hunted when starving would starve. So evolution wired the drive to fire on its own, all the time, hunger or not. There's even good news buried in this. A 2021 study from the University of Exeter found something useful. Feeding cats a meatier diet cut their hunting by around a third. And just 10 minutes of play a day cut it further. Because that play scratches the very same itch a mouse does. Watch your cat with a feather toy sometime. It stalks, it freezes, it pounces, it bites. That's the full wild hunting sequence, played out on your carpet. The toy is a stand-in mouse, and your cat knows it. The drive isn't a defect. It just needs somewhere to go. Give it a better outlet, and fewer things die on your doorstep. Here's a layer almost nobody thinks about. Where does a wild cat take its kill? Not the open field. The open field is dangerous. Bigger predators lurk out there, ready to steal your meal or make you the next one. So a smart cat grabs its prey and carries it somewhere safe. A den, a hidden corner, a place it fully controls. Now ask yourself one question. What is the safest, most familiar place in your cat's entire world? It's your house. Your cat has quietly decided that your home is its secure base. Its pantry, its den. So it does exactly what its ancestors did for 100,000 years. It brings the food back to the safe place before doing anything else with it. Sometimes it settles in and eats the kill. Sometimes it gets distracted halfway and just leaves it on the rug. And here's a detail from the science that reframes the whole thing. Researchers have strapped tiny cameras and GPS trackers onto pet cats. And they found that only a small fraction of what cats kill ever comes home. Most of it is eaten or abandoned out in the field. So that mouse on your doormat is not the full story. It's the one piece your cat decided to carry all the way back. Back to the single place in the world where it feels completely safe. And that place, it turns out, is wherever you are. Here's a detail that surprises a lot of people. Not every cat does this at all, and personality is a huge part of why. Researchers who studied prey bringing found a clear, consistent pattern. The bold, confident, active cats brought home the most kills. The shy, timid, anxious cats brought home far fewer. So the little pile of gifts on your step is partly a personality report. A cat that feels safe and in control hunts more and shares more openly. A nervous cat keeps its head down and its kills to itself. There's also a soft pattern involving females, especially ones that have raised litters. That maternal provisioning instinct sits very close to the surface in them. It's the exact same wiring that made them teach kittens. So if your cat is a relentless little gift giver, it's actually telling you two things at once. It feels safe enough to hunt in the open, and it feels bonded enough to bring the results straight to you. Yes, it's a little gross. Yes, you'll have to deal with it. But in a strange, backwards way, it is a genuine compliment. Your anxious cats keep their distance. Your confident, attached cats leave you mice. Age plays a role too. Young cats in their hunting prime bring home the most. Older cats slow down, and the gifts get rarer. And if your indoor cat has never brought you anything, don't feel unloved. It simply has no prey to catch. Give that same cat a garden, and the doormat would fill up fast. Here's something that ties the whole picture together. Listen to how your cat communicates. It meows at you constantly. Now here's the strange fact. Adult cats almost never meow at each other. In the wild, grown cats communicate with scent, body language, and the occasional hiss. The meow is mostly a kitten sound, used to get a mother's attention. But house cats kept meowing into adulthood, aimed entirely at one audience. They aimed it at us. Your cat has essentially developed a private language just for humans. It learned that we're hopeless at reading scent marks and tail positions. So it uses sound, the one channel we actually respond to. Some cats even fine-tune a specific meow that gets you out of bed. So put that next to the mouse on the mat. Your cat treats you like family, talks to you like a mother, and feeds you like a helpless kitten. It rubs on you. It grooms you. It calls to you. It provisions you. Every one of those is a behavior aimed at family. The dead mouse isn't an odd exception. It's the loudest sentence in a conversation your cat has been having with you all along. Now for the fact that reframes everything you just felt. We picture house cats as soft, lazy, harmless little things. The numbers say something very different. In 2013, scientists at the Smithsonian published a landmark study in Nature Communications. They estimated how much wildlife free-roaming cats in the United States kill each year. The results stunned even the researchers. Between 1 and 4 billion birds every year, and between 6 and 22 billion mammals every year in one country alone. That made the domestic cat the single largest human-caused killer of American birds and mammals. More than cars, more than skyscraper windows, more than pesticides. Now, most of that damage is done by feral, unowned cats. Your pet is a tiny slice of it. But here's the point. Your gentle little sofa loaf runs the exact same software. The creature curled up and purring on your keyboard is, by design, one of the most efficient predators on the planet. It descends from the African wildcat, a lethal desert hunter. Cats mostly domesticated themselves, drawn to the mice around our grain stores. We didn't tame a predator so much as hire one. It just happens to spend most of its day asleep in a sunbeam. And every so often, it reminds you exactly what it is. It leaves a small body on your floor, just to keep the resume current. Now let's be honest, because it isn't all warm and fuzzy. Sometimes there is no love in it at all. Cats surplus kill. When prey is easy and plentiful, they'll kill far more than they could ever eat. It's the hunting switch, running with no off button. And that same drive has caused real permanent damage in the world. Consider one of the most infamous cases in all of nature. On tiny Stevens Island, off New Zealand, in the 1890s, cats arrived there with a lighthouse crew and their pets. Within just a couple of years, the cats on that island helped wipe out an entire species. A small flightless bird called the Lyle's wren, gone from the earth forever. That was not a cat teaching anyone anything. That was pure drive, with no brakes, in a place with nowhere to hide. So, when we admire the instinct, we should also respect what it is. The very same programming that leaves a cute mouse on your mat has erased whole animals from existence. Love and lethality live inside the same small, purring body. Both things are true at once. This is also why keeping cats indoors or on a leash matters more than people think. It isn't a punishment for the cat. It's protection for everything smaller than the cat. A bell on the collar helps a little. A closed door helps a lot. None of this makes your cat evil. It just makes your cat honest about what it is. And now the part I saved for the very end because it's the strangest of all. We keep calling it a gift, a thank you. Rent, paid for the food and the warm bed. But hold everything we've covered up to the light, and a different picture appears. Your cat is probably not thanking you. From its point of view, you are family. And specifically, you may be the family member it worries about most. Think about who you are in its eyes. You're the giant, hairless cat who sleeps all day. You've never once, in your whole life, caught a mouse. You clearly can't hunt. You clearly can't feed yourself the right way. In cat logic, you are a magnificent, hopeless failure. So your cat does the only kind thing it knows how to do. It goes out, it kills something, and it carries it home. Home to the poor, clumsy creature that obviously can't manage on its own. That mouse on the mat was never a trophy. It was charity. So here's the line to carry with you. Your cat isn't thanking you for the food. It is quietly, patiently, lovingly convinced that you would starve to death without it. So tomorrow morning, when you find that little body on the doormat, try to see it differently. It isn't an insult, even though it certainly feels like one. It's a language far older than any house, any bowl, any door. It's a small, wild animal performing the most loving act in its entire playbook. It's feeding the clumsy giant it has somehow chosen as family. You will still have to clean it up. You'll still feel a little grossed out doing it. But underneath that dead mouse is a strange and ancient kind of devotion. Your cat looked at you, decided you'd never survive out there alone, and chose to take care of you anyway. That's not nothing. That's about as close to love as a predator gets. So maybe say thank you, then quietly find a plastic bag. If this changed how you see your cat, stick around. There's a whole hidden world behind those eyes.